uygulandılar.
Şiddet, darp, her şey uygulandı.
Her şey uygulandılar.
Bir de
Bizde 3 gün,
eşyalarımızın hepsini aldılar.
3 gün yakalandı ama 15 kişi de Albersa'da aldı abi hepsini. Bana çok vurdu.
Siz... Burada muameleler tabii ki farklıydı. Çocuklara su veriliyordu, bize mesela vermiyorlardı. Yemek daha çok veriyorlardı onlara, bize vermiyordu.
Kadınlara
Let's speak to Daphne Panayotatos from Washington, D.C., an advocate for Europe at Refugees International. Great to have you. The allegations that are being made by these migrants are appalling, aren't they? That they were beaten, they were stripped, they were left without water, they were then pushed back into Turkey. Isn't this a clear violation of international law?
Thank you. Well, I can't speak to this particular instance that we are speaking of here that you have highlighted. I don't know the facts of this particular instance, but certainly the use of pushbacks and the use of violence in conducting pushbacks has certainly been documented extensively, both at the Greek land and sea borders, as well as throughout other borders in Europe. And so this is a pattern of human rights abuses that we have seen extensively over some time now.
And you obviously work with refugees and migrants who've been in very bad situations like this. Can you just explain for us what the impact is and how traumatic it is for people who are desperately in need of help and aren't getting it?
Of course, people have the right to ask for asylum. People who are fleeing war and poverty and other persecution in their countries, hoping to find safe haven in another country, hoping to find safe haven in Europe, to arrive at the border and be turned away, especially to be turned away with the use of such horrific violence is a major concern. It's also a violation under international law of the right to be able to seek protection and not to be returned to a place where one would be unsafe. And so this is what certainly raises the concern about what these actions by authorities mean for the closing of the ability to request asylum and to have one's individual claims and needs heard.
Right, and as you've said previously, there's evidence of several instances where Greece has pushed back refugees into either international waters or into another territory's waters or across a border. What can be done to make countries comply with their obligations? I mean, are there investigations into this kind of thing?
Refugees International, together with several other NGOs, has called for investigations at the national level by the Greek Parliament and at the European level. Recently, I'm sure your viewers might know that there have been allegations that Frontex has either been, the EU Border Coast Guard Agency has either been complicit or has allowed for such pushbacks to happen by national authorities. And so there are investigations underway of Frontex's possible involvement in those pushbacks. And so at that level, there has been some attention within the European Union to investigate this. I think that full investigations are extremely important, and it's important to hold anyone who is found to have perpetrated pushbacks accountable. Unfortunately, we are seeing in some of the proposals at the EU level for new migration policies reinforcing this measures that contribute to an overall policy of exclusion and denying access for seeking asylum. So that certainly raises concern, and we hope to see that as negotiations continue over the new EU Pact on Migration and Asylum, that what is adopted is instead a more inclusive policy that ensures that anyone who needs protection receives it, rather than assuming that people don't need protection and can be turned away.